Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Monday Memo. And during the past few days, I've been speaking with a number of guest mentors for the show, and we've been talking a lot about digital finance and all the various technologies that are making their way into our accounting and finance environments, and maybe questioning the value of our roles in a traditional sense. And to some elements that's true, but it does mean that there's opportunities for other sides of things. In fact, with machines coming, there's an opportunity for us to be actually more human, and that's where skills like business partnering comes in. And that's what I want to talk about a bit more today, because I get asked an awful lot of questions about what is business partnering, and what I've done over the years is I'm trying to get the message across maybe in like a small or short 5-step approach rather than use a traditional elevator pitch, which I'm really uncomfortable giving. I'd rather have a conversation over what it involves. So in terms of this 5-step approach, I mean, if you imagine yourself, I don't know, at a networking event or at a dinner party or even down the local pub, and someone asks you, what do you do for a living, or what do you do? You know, I'd suggest follow this 5-step approach. And the first answer I give back is, well, I help leaders and management make better decisions. That's not a bad place to start from, right? And if the person's interested then of having the conversation go further, they might ask you, well, how do you do that? So then you can actually start saying, well, what I find is that managers and leaders and organizations, their biggest challenges or their most important needs are making the right decisions to meet their goals given all the uncertainty going around, understanding the implications of those decisions and prioritizing them so that the ones with the biggest value they go and tackle first, and then also balancing perhaps the sort of short-term pressures versus the long-term needs for sustainability and growth in the business. So now you're sharing a bit more about what you do, the needs and how you help people. You might actually find in the person you're talking with or the people you're talking with that they actually said, oh, that's like my situation, or I actually know people that have that going on in their worlds. So you can then say, so they then actually might ask you, well, how do you go and help them? And then you can sort of say, well, I actually help them with those things by finding the necessary data, the trends, preparing analyses, business cases, evaluating risks and opportunities, and I use that insight to provide actionable advice as to what this might mean for their businesses. I try and be their trusted advisor, so I go out there, talk to their businesses, come out from behind my desk, give them a range of options to help them make the right decisions in the short, medium and longer terms. I also add a commercial overview or financial angle, sort of coach them to sort of enhance their current perspectives, the way they see things, their business models, their value chain, and maybe give them some insights or ways of thinking that they probably would have never thought of before, and opportunities that were there for the taking so that they can have a sustainable, profitable and growing business. But what I find is that the best thing to do is try and bring them back to that number one result you help other people achieve. And in terms of what is that we do, we ultimately help organizations and businesses have a clear idea of the right decisions that they need to be making to deliver the outcomes they're looking for to meet their business. So let them leave in the conversation thinking, okay, that's the one key thing to deliver, that's the tangible thing. And that's sort of like telling a bit of a story as well. And I find that good stories sort of share information, but the great stories, there's like an emotional connection involved. So then you can maybe talk as to some of the deeper core emotional benefits of what we do is, or perhaps find that they have peace of mind now around their decisions, given all the uncertainty they previously had, so it's a bit more certain. We help remove some of their financial pain points that might be existing in their businesses or their departments, that their business model is a bit more robust and resilient, and that they're balancing the long-term aims with the short-term requirements that are going on, and that they're investing in the right areas, and that we're also perhaps maybe safeguarding their business futures to some extent. So as you can see, it's not a very scripted approach, but one that I think is a good way of avoiding this elevator pitch type idea and actually giving people a proper sense of what it is we do as business partners. And that's another reason for having the Strength in the Numbers show, is because we've got so many great guest mentors out there in accounting and finance that are driving loads of value for their businesses, using these business partnering skills along with all the other things that are going on with digital finance and financial modeling and so on. And that's another reason for having the Strength in the Numbers show, because in accounting and finance, we've so much opportunity to add value, and there's so many guest mentors out there that we're bringing onto the show, adding so much value for their businesses, but also having sort of fun, rewarding, and successful careers along with that. So that's why I encourage you to maybe listen to some of the other shows, the episodes, where people share their sort of practical advice, their small steps, things that we can go and do immediately to actually start getting more out of our careers, and also helping people understand more about what it is we do, the human side of what we're doing, and not worry as much about all the digital and technology changes that are going on around us, because these things we can't really control so much, but what we can do is control the business partnering, or how we go and approach the business to go and add that value and share our stories. So look, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please check out our other ones or share with your friends this one. We also love hearing about your feedback, so if you got any ideas for the show, what we do well, what we could do better, guest mentors to bring on, or topics to cover, please reach out to us. You can email me directly at andrew@sitnshow.com, or check out our other resources at sitnshow.com. So until next time, take care of yourselves, and let's keep building on our strength in the numbers.